Tonight, the stars and the cars of the DWR Wednesday Night Street Fight begin their season the only way they know how, throwing haymakers at the Knoxville Raceway. So grab your favorite beverage, a snack, and strap yourself in because the ride is really wild here tonight. Are you ready? Live flag-to-flag coverage of the DWR Wednesday Night Street Fight coming your way next here, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for esports racing. Good evening and welcome live to Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for esports racing. Tonight we have in store for you after a week delay. So exciting, so ecstatic to be back here for season number 6 of the Wednesday Night Street Fights, Knoxville Raceway. New format, new exciting format here tonight for DWR. It is going to be right into random heat races, and then we're going to go into a 60-lap feature. So random heat races on the docket here tonight. Phil Lucas will be alongside me in just a little bit after the heat races conclude here this evening. I am so excited to be a part of this evening, and man, what a fantastic show we do have in store for you here tonight. Quite a few cars out there in the pit area here tonight for Wednesday Night Street Fight. Some new guys to the area here and able to be a part of the Wednesday Night Street Fights here this evening, right directly from that Sunday Night Shootout. So if you want to get involved here, want to get an invite, make sure you go to that Sunday Night Shootout series and do the best that you can. You necessarily don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be really clean and very courteous out there. And hopefully you'll get invited once again here to the Wednesday Night Street Fights here. And this is an invitation-only league. No points involved into this one. Watching some of the battling going on throughout Knoxville here. I cannot wait to see what happens here tonight, as this has always produced some great racing. And, you know, you got Jim Revis and those guys doing a fantastic job. Eric Eichstead not with us here this evening. Eric, thank you for the beautiful intro video. We're going to have nice stats on these guys' upcoming shows. All the new widgets going to be released here on Wednesday Night Street Fights, and we're going to try them out here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But before we get going here, we got to thank our main sponsors, Hanover Wrecker Service, Tyler Blankenship. You want to get a hold of them in the West Virginia area, 1-304-664-3848. Also got to thank iRacing High Flag. Visit them at iRacingHighFlag.com. If you want to be a step above the competition, make sure you visit them, guys. Get one of the iRacing High Flag widgets, one of the flags. You got to get everything for that sim racing rig. Also, got to thank Voiles Trucking. Voiles Trucking, Brian and Kathy Voiles Trucking, not only the NASCAR 2003 side of things, also here on the iRacing side of things. Also got to thank BladeNode.com. BladeNode, simple web solutions powered by nerves. Use promo code FVRN, and you get 25% off your first purchase. Also got to thank South Texas Speedway, www.southtexasspeedway.com. or SouthTXSpeedway.com. Visit them in Corpus Christi, Texas, down there. Having some great races going on. Also got to thank Monstar Productions, hashtag making dirt track racing great again, Jake Keel. Also got to thank TDR-racing.net. Har Motorsports for quick time here this evening. Trash Panda Graphics, which is not on our scoring loop here, but got to thank Trash Panda Graphics, Brent the Jet, and everything that goes on there. Evil One Graphics. As we get locked and loaded here for heat racing action, and the first heat race getting ready to come to post here of the evening at Knoxville Raceway. You're watching the cars line up down there. The cars and the stars of the Wednesday Night Street Fight's going to throw some haymakers here tonight at Knoxville. as we get ready for heat race number 1, it is going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 13, that's Caleb Ramsey and his dancing brother outside, having another good draw. Driving the number 84, the natural one, E.J. Jones. Next row back, starting in the third starting position, driving the number 73, that's Stephen M. Moore. And his dancing brother outside, that's the Iceman himself, that's Daniel Stifler aboard that number 71. Rolling off in the fifth starting position, driving the double knot, that's Michael Whitlock. I thought he was going to change his number, but sticking with the double knot here this season. And outside of him will be the number 16, that's David Blackberg in the number 16. Next row back, rolling off here is the 111 of Kyle Moyer in the 111, and then Alex Brewer brings up almost the rear. Casey Brunson actually brings up the immediate rear in the 010. Heat racing action going to be about underway here as we get ready for the Wednesday night street fights. No yellow flags here in the heat races or anything else, so there will be yellow flags, and there will be 3 attempts at a green-white checkered in the feature, so it's going to be the first time that DWR has tried that. Usually we run 5 laps and then the yellow flags come out different times. Cannot wait to see what's going on. Hey, we've got to thank everybody for tuning in here to Full Velocity Racing Network on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. If you're on Facebook Live, go ahead and share our link out there. Facebook Live, man, you just got to let everybody know that we are live here once again with Wednesday Night Street Fights, throwing haymakers at the Knoxville Raceway. So it's going to be Caleb Ramsey, a new pace scheme for the number 84 of E.J. Jones. The iRacing.com pace truck, the safety truck here for heat race number 1. Looks like it's going to roll off the speedway here this time by, and we're going to send heat race number 1 underway here by the flaggers. So we're going to wait for that green flag to drop. The iRacing I flag, green flag for season number 6 is underway. Heat race number 1 as Ramsey leads the charge into turn number 1. It is E.J. Jones running in that second spot. Here comes the number 73 of Stephen Moore. He tries to dive down to the bottom here early on in the going here at heat race number 1, but E.J. Jones able to slam that door shut. He tries back down to the bottom, trying to make it side by side for the race lead with Caleb Ramsey. Daniel Stifler up to the top shelf for the speedway in the number 71 machine, trying to get around the 73 here through 1 and off of turn number 2. E.J. Jones firing back down to the inside, cannot get the forward bite off the corner. That red number 84, the Cedar Cove sponsored machine, dives back down to the bottom. Ramsey still holding on to the top spot. Brewer making love to the outside wall here in Knoxville. That is not the quick way around there in that number 1 machine. Back down to the bottom, side-by-side battle for that top spot. E.J. Jones, hub stuck in there in that number 84. Here comes Ramsey firing back on the outside. And then number 13 machine as they enter the back straightaway here into turn number 3. Ramsey gets out of shape there. He's going to lose a couple of spots coming out of turn number 4. Ramsey again, though, gets back on that loud pedal, gets back up on the steering wheel, moves himself back into second as the Stifler was trying to get around him there. That number 13 machine back to side by side there for that second spot. E.J. Jones leading this event. So is E.J. Jones right now with the top spot. Stifler right there breathing down the neck. So is the 13 of Caleb Ramsey. Ramsey to the top shelf for the speedway. We have 4 laps remaining as they cross by that start-finish line, diving down into turn number 1. Jones holding on, but I tell you what, Caleb Ramsey not going away. And that number 13 machine just fighting back on the top shelf of the speedway as they enter the back straightaway. Jones still methodically picking to that bottom, and he is not moving there, that number 84. That's one thing. That's why we call him the natural one. He's able to hold on to the bottom there and able to hold on to rather well aboard that number 84 machine. The number 13 of Ramsey right now. Ramsey up to the top shelf, the 71 of Daniel Stifler running third, but he's falling back about 5 car lengths from the tandem, battling it up for the top spot there. The 73 right now running in fourth, that's Stephen Moore. And then it looks like the 010 machine of Brunson already up to fifth, so he started dead last and up to fifth as Popsicle Sticks up in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway for heat race number 1, and it's still what a battle for that top spot. Ramsey now showing a power move to the outside. He gets around E.J. Jones. Man, you don't see that very often as Ramsey now powers to the lead. The 84 of E.J. Jones drops back to second, about car length and a half as they get white flag. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 for the final time. Can Ramsey hold on to the heat race victory here in heat race number 1? The 84 of E.J. Jones running in that second spot, about a car length and a half. Oh, contact! the 73 around. No yellow flags in heat racing, so that's going to jumble it up just a tad bit. But off of turn number 4, picking up the heat race win is going to be the number 13 of Caleb Ramsey. The 84 of E.J. Jones going to finish up second. The 71 of Daniel Stifler for 3. Fourth is going to be, it looks like David Blackberg, going to be the benefactor of that wreck. As we get ready for heat race number 2, is I believe Phil is. It seemed like he was signing in here to the full velocity teams.
Yeah.
He was full throttle. Somebody was full throttle driving him back home. I didn't think he was going to be here so soon, man.
I'm here, Todd. I got here. I got to give kudos to my mom. She got us home tonight pretty dang quick, out from about an hour away, and we were going 90 miles per hour down Interstate 395, and got myself signed in just as this race was getting off to the start here for heat race number 1. So apologize that I'm late, but I'm happy to be here. Todd, you did a terrific job there covering the action in heat race number 1 as I was getting all loaded into the race server and cars populating on my screen. But I think I'm ready to lock and load heat race number 2, going out to the racetrack, and this is the way they will go to post. On the pole aboard car number 07 to be Justin Pruitt, with the number 36 of John Monkern on the outside of the front row. In row number 2, the number 21, the evil one, Jim Revis, with the number 8 of Austin Miners alongside. In row number 3, the number 09 of Joshua Ely rolls off alongside with the number 61 of Josh Peacock. In our 4th and final row, the number 17 is Chad Bird with the number 70 of Steven Radoon. So 8 cars going to make up the field here for heat race number 2. 8 laps going to be the distance, and a cool little format change here for Wednesday Night Street Fights. Todd, I'm sure you've already touched on it. Heat racing going to be here. The winner of last week's features, or the way they're going to do it, the last week's winner is always going to start the main event at the rear, but gives these guys a chance for a fight for starting position for the A main with these heat races. I think it was a cool idea. I think this change will really work for these guys in DWR. This is going to be a lot of fun for season number 6.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun. iRacing.com, pace truck down to pit road. That iRacing, I flag, green flag back out here. We're underway for heat race number 2. And look at the evil one out to the early advantage. Man, right up almost against that wall. I thought he was going to have disaster there aboard that number 21 machine, but able to hold on to the top spot. Joshua Ely right now running second.
Ely in for second, going to chase Jim Revis down at turn number 3. And looks like the 09 going to take a peek to the low side through 3 and 4 as we battle for the race lead. Jim going to put that evil one graphics number 21 loud pedal all the way down to hold off to the lead, but Ely going to look back there to the low side as hit toward 1 and 2. Looks like Ely may have the spot covered. Joshua Ely, he's going to lead for the first time off turn number 2, but not so fast. Look at Jim Revis get that run off of the second corner. 09's got that momentum going in, but Jim's able to pull that momentum off of 4 this time. Look at the road 21 gets us. We get a 3-car race for the lead down the front straightaway. Who's that 3rd car in line there jumping there as my cars are still all populating? That looks to be Austin Miners, so the 8-car running in 3rd. It's a 3-car race for the race lead off turn 2.
Yeah, Austin Miners doing a fantastic job getting the invite to season number 6 here of the Wednesday Night Street Fights here from the great resilience of the Sunday Night Shootout. Doing a fantastic job over there. They invited him here to the Wednesday Night Street Fights. Says, oh man, Jim Revis bounces off the wall. And that number 21 machine there, I thought he was going to get Miners involved in that one, the number 8 machine, but it's Joshua Ely out front aboard that number 09 machine. Revis now revving it up on the top side of the speedway, trying to make something happen again, Phil. But man, he's right up against that wall.
Must be an unlimited rev chip in that number 21 because that thing is rolling on the outside lane, I tell you. He's going to give Josh Ely a run for the lead down the front, stretching at turn 1. We're halfway home. 4 in, 4 to go in heat race number 2, and the race lead is the number 09 of Joshua Ely. But look at the evil one. Jim Revis driving it for all of his worth down the back chute into turn number 3 and 4. Usually the high lane of this racetrack at Knoxville, Todd, is usually the way to go later on in the run. So I'm thinking Jim is in the right place, right time right now. Josh is holding him off, but I think eventually that top lane may prevail, as it normally does here at Knoxville.
Yeah, the top line going to be a little bit different, but 8% going to be in the feature event there, Phil. So it's going to, or 4%. Excuse me, 8%. I believe it's going to be in the feature event. If they can correct me, that I mean, I guess I didn't do my homework as well as I thought I did, but I think it's going to drop back down to percentage here as they're going to wet down the track just a tad bit here for the feature event as we got popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway, the Knoxville Raceway, I should say. The number 21 of Jim Revis not going away, working the top self of the speedway, though. 9 of Ely gets a tad bit loose coming off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. But Jim Revis really doing a fantastic job on the top shelf, pushing the cushion up there. And that number 21, Evil One Graphics Machine, white flag in the air. One more trip around Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah, one more trip around. It's going to be a war between Josh Ely and Jim Revis. This is a wetting the noodle here. This is going to be really moisten the appetite for our feature coming up here in just a little bit. But as we race up into 3 and 4 for the final time, Ely down low, Revis up high. Who is going to win the drag race back to the line? It is going to be Jim Revis picking up the win in heat race number 2 over Joshua Ely. Austin Miner is going to get 3rd. Josh Peacock 4th. John Monkern will get a top 5 with Stephen Radunes, Justin Pruitt, and Chad Bird running our 8-car field there for heat race number 2. So, man, those 2 heat races, Todd, those were a lot of fun. If that even shows what a preview of what 60 laps tonight is going to be here in Knoxville, hold on and strap yourself in because we are going to be in for one wild ride. This is going to be a treat here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a treat here this evening, watching these guys as they lock and load here. Heat race number 2 finishing it up there, and cannot wait for the A-Main as they're already gritting. No downtime here tonight. These guys don't mess around here at DWR. They really want to get it going here tonight, Phil. The Knoxville Raceway, 60 laps will be the distance for the Season 6 opener here tonight. Again, 3 attempts at the green-white checkered here. We will not enter under yellow unless it's after the 3rd attempt. So 3 attempts here this evening. It's going to be the first time here in DWR history that we're going to try this one out, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think this format is going to work. I think it's going to move things right along. Not going to be much downtime at all, and we are going to get these guys rolling out for an awesome 60-lap feature event. Just checking into the Facebook Live chat for the first time tonight. I see Ryan Oakes out there, Kevin Preston. I see David Day out there already giving me the business, saying I'm going to miss my Boston Bruins, going to spank it in Game 7. I think he's probably right. I believe it was 1, maybe 2-0. Don't even have the game on here in the household. Ran in the house. You know, try to empty the bladder, got going over here, got signed in and ready to lock and load. So have no idea what's going on out there up on the TV guard up there in Boston. But let's get out toward the field, Todd, because they're pulling up a pit road. 17 drivers out here. What do you say we take a crack at our starting lineup?
Yep, and now our starting lineup here in Knoxville, season number 6. They're throwing haymakers here in Knoxville, Phil, and it's been here in heat race number 1, heat race number 2. I cannot wait to see what's going to go on the A-Main. But starting on the pole is going to be the number 13 of Caleb Ramsey. His days are right outside, driving the number 21, Evil One Graphics. That is Jim Revis.
In row number 2, aboard car number 84, the Evil One, E.J. Jones, and alongside number 09, that's Josh Ely.
Next row back, that's Daniel Stifler aboard the number 71, and Austin Miners aboard the number 8.
Next row is going to be car number 16 of David Blackburn with the number 61 of Josh Peacock. He rolls off 8th.
Rolling off 9th is going to be Stephen Moore, and John Monkern are rolling off 10th.
Row number 6, the 00 is Michael Whitlock. The 78, Stephen Radunes, he rolls off 12th.
Alex Brewer and Justin Pruitt roll off in row number 7.
Casey Brunson, Chad Bird, and Kyle Moyer are going to make up our 17-car field. And by way of his win last race out to end Season 5, E.J. Jones will start rear of the field here, 17th.
Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. Who's it gonna be here tonight on Full Velocity Racing Network DWR Wednesday Night Street Fight Season Opener? 60 laps will be the distance.
Holy, did he get after this one? If I'm not excited after that, man, take a drink, but we are off racing here tonight in Knoxville as Todd gives his place the rousing send-off and the what these guys deserve in DWR. These guys are the absolute best of the best. The pinnacle of street stock racing lives right here at Dirt Warrior Racing every Wednesday night as we complete lap number 1 and 2. Caleb Ramsey going to lead over Jim Revis, Daniel Stifler, David Blackburn, Josh Ely's 09. He's dropped back to 5th, but he has got digging on the outside lane. We are going to race for that 5th spot over at turn number 3. Ely up high, Blackburn down low in that white and black number 16.
Meanwhile, up front there, Phil is lightheaded setting in after that one, but the 21 of Revis down to the bottom side-by-side battle for the top spot. Ramsey showing why he was fast here early on in heat race number 1. Ramsey up to the top shelf for the speedway. The 21 of Revis side-by-side, imaginary door handle through turn number 3 and off of 4. Revis going to slide up and take over the lead.
Revis going to take the lead of the 21 car. Over Caleb Ramsey now off into turn number 1, that 3rd car in line. is the Iceman, Daniel Stifler, number 71. He's got that car rolling down to the low side. Blackbird able to hold on for that 4th spot. They are racing back there for 5th. Joshua Ely is coming under fire from a 73 of Stephen Moore. They race for a spot in the top 5 over up there 4.
Moore down to the bottom side. The 09 of Ely up top makes a little bit of contact with the outside wall. I don't think that's going to mess him up too much. But Moore side-by-side battle. Also right there directly in front of him. A side-by-side battle for that 3rd spot. Blackbird down to the bottom and Stifler up top. So, man, these guys fighting it out, duking it out here at Knoxville Raceway. Do you expect any less from DWR, Phil?
Hell no. This is absolutely the best league out there that runs these street stocks. I don't care where they are. The real men that can do this night after night, they live right here. They're here on Sunday nights. They're here on Wednesday nights. The best of the best. Invite only here for Season 6 of Wednesday Night Street Fights. And I am glad I get a first-hand ticket here every week because the racing here is absolutely first class, superb. And so far, so good for car number 21 of Jim Revis. He's going to lead off the 4th turn. The complete lap number 6. Now put Caleb Ramsey there in for 2nd. Daniel Stifler still running to the 3rd spot. David Blackbird, Josh Ely still holding on to the top 5. Is there some good racing going on back there? Ely, Stephen Moore looking even a little bit behind them. The next row back, they're still side by side. You got Austin Miners, you got Josh Peacock back there. That is a good 4-car race back there from 5th on back as they exit 4.
Yeah, great racing going on throughout the whole field there, Phil. Just giving a nice little glimpse of everything that's going on. Revis right now pretty much got the lead secured. It's the 13 of Ramsey running in 2nd. But the battle that is heating up is for that 4th spot there, Phil, and even in 3rd. As Blackbird looking down to the bottom side of the 71 of Stifler again. They're a nice side-by-side battle. The 09 of Ely right now running in that 5th spot. So Ely trying to see what's going to happen. Maybe try to fit it where maybe these guys aren't going. But Ely really working over some different lines going on here at Knoxville, Phil. You see the top, you see the middle, you see the bottom. These guys all working some different lines.
They really are. And Todd, I want to take a glimpse at some of the things they've changed here from Season 5 to Season 6. The track wear, it was 8% for the heat. It's down to 4% for the feature. They also have a dynamic, realistic weather on. So, you know, taking that all into account with open setups, how is the racetrack conditions going to be different than we're accustomed to knowing here on a Wednesday night? What is the change to the weather or even the change to the racetrack service? How is it going to affect these race cars?
It's going to affect them greatly, and I tell you what, it's not the average Joe fixed setup league. This is an open setup league, and man, this is the true racers here with open setups. Not knocking the fixed setups, Phil, but open racers. You got to, on a regular Friday or Saturday night at your local track, you got to set up your car to the conditions of the track. You're able to do that here with the open setups. This is where you want to be at with the street stock division here, Phil. You want the open setups, fixed setups. If you're learning, that's fine. But you can change so much here as the track conditions change. You change from heat race to the feature. You can change different things that are going on in that setup. And the dynamic weather is going to throw another monkey wrench into it too, Phil.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what I wanted to hear from you, because I said I don't have the dirt background you do. I get to watch these guys put on a show each and every week, and a lot of stuff we get to do on the dirt nowadays, but it's still an education for me, and definitely the way things change with the track dynamics changing, the weather changing. Always cool to get the insight from Todd right there as we continue to rage on here at Knoxville, working on lap number 13. Jim Revis leads over Caleb Ramsey. The good racing has been for 3rd on back. We got Stifler back there. Josh Ely's back there. Clipouts also is that Alex Brewer in the 1 car making it happen up through the middle. He's back there. EJ Jones is back there. We got Josh Peacock. I'm seeing a lot of these guys that were starting near the back, starting to creep their way forward. Stifler right now holding on for 3rd, but Joshua Ely giving him all they can handle as they work their way down the back chute.
The guy on the move, though, Phil, is a 61 to Josh Peacock. Peacock made a 3 wide around Blackbird and the number 73 of Moore. Peacock really fast in that number 61 machine. A different pace scheme here from tonight, all white here for the 61. So he is searching for sponsors. If you want to help out Josh Peacock, I'm sure he's searching for some nice sponsors on that 61 machine. But he is working his way up through the field now, looking at the 09 of Ely and maybe even the 71 of Stifler. As Stifler right now holding on to that 3rd spot, but Ely diving down to the bottom, trying to get it to stick. But look at Peacock with a run off the corner there, that 61 machine. You just know he's that much faster. He's just got to get around those two.
Yeah, he's absolutely just chopping at the bit and almost makes it to look up to the outside of Stifler. Going to throw a slider back on Ely. Now we're going to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway as the 61 has the notion of throwing it in that 3 wide going into 3. He thinks better of that. Stifler going to reclaim that 3rd spot over Ely. Peacock right behind, then a checkup ensuing back there where we find the likes of Stephen Moore, the 73, David Blackbird's back there. You got Austin Myers making things happen, E.J. Jones, Alex Brewer, those guys running in the top 10. Those are two names that are starting to creep their way forward. Don't keep an eye on that 84 and that number 1, Todd. Those guys are starting to make waves through the field. They're at the back half of the top 10 right now, but the way the racing is going on out there, those guys may be a factor as we go back 3 wide for third off of 4.
Peacock ducks back in the line, though. He thought better of that one. Is that outside line when he was going to get squeezed into that fence there, the 61 machine there, as he was coming down the front straightaways. It started to not be as wide down the front straightaway. So Peacock right now running in the 5th position, but man, there's quite the battling going on. Miners coming up through in that number 8 machine too. 8 E.J. Jones, a natural one. He had a great barn burner of a heat race there with the number 13 to Caleb Ramsey. Ramsey taking down the heat win, but E.J. Jones finishing up in that 2nd spot there, Phil. So like I said, Ramsey was able to outpower him on the outside there towards the end of that race, so that was interesting to see. I've never seen E.J. Jones just be manhandled like that by Ramsey. So Ramsey able to right now hold on to Jim Revis. Revis right now out front here as we click off lap number 20 of 60. Ramsey's still right there knocking on the door, waiting for a mistake. And man, if you're going to be waiting a long time sometimes on that number 21 to make one of those mistakes.
Yeah, you absolutely will. Jim Revis is a machine out there out front. He is doing it just right here, holding off Caleb Ramsey's best challenge so far. Joshua Ely, he is overcome those guys behind. He's going to claim that race for the 3rd spot. So can the 09 of Joshua Ely chase down the top 2? He's doing just that as Jim's starting to put a little gap between himself and Caleb Ramsey. But don't count out that 09 of Joshua Ely. He has shown a lot of speed here tonight. Now he is free of that battle behind where you find Stifler and Peacock and Moore and Miners. Those guys all still going at it back there. Can Josh Ely run down these top 2? He's within 3 car lengths off turn 4.
Yeah, Ely was fast in his heat race in his own right in that 09 machine, so we'll have to wait. Thank you, Tyson Pankow, for the star donation, 100 stars from Tyson Pankow to start off the season here. Thank you, Tyson. We do appreciate it here on the Full Velocity Racing Network more than you will ever know. Here is always Tyson out there rooting on everybody, giving out star donations, and I'm not sure why he's not out here racing here this evening. Probably just tied up just a little bit at the moment, but at least he's tuning in here to Full Velocity Racing Network, watching such a great race unfold in front of him. As Ely working the bottom there, Phil, it's interesting to see how fast Ely is in that 09 machine.
And I would think this racetrack would kind of migrate faster being up high, but the 09 kind of made me a liar. And it's been happening a lot here lately. The trends here of the track surfaces, they kind of seem to change. And what I thought I know, I guess I don't, because look at the run the 09 gets down to the turn number 1 and 2. He may complete the pass on Caleb Ramsey. Is Caleb, look at Caleb get that motor all wound up. That's where the outside lane usually takes us here at Knoxville. The 13 kisses it off the wall, glancing blowing at turn number 3. Opens the door back up for the 09 as they continue to go at it for 2nd. Also a good race back here. 3 wide for 4th off the corner. Got to look at these guys going at it, Todd. You got Miners back there. You got Peacock back there. Daniel Stifler, the meat and the sandwich. Good 3-car race going on for 4th now off of turn 2.
As we go on board here with Joshua Ely, as he was fighting, as you said, there was a good battle going on. He's fighting for that 2nd spot on board with the 09 machine as he's worked his way up through. Just got to give a shout out to Joshua Ely here on the Full Velocity Racing Network doing work here, straight up work here, Phil. As he's watching a nice battle going on, and he's trying to stick his nose in it too.
Yes, he is, and I see over here, Bubba's come back and said he's stuck at work, Todd. That's why Mr. Pancow's not out here tonight. Stuck at work, as is racing Jason Salter, but hey, these guys certainly not working because they're watching us here live on the network, and that's no better way to kill than at work is checking out what Phil and Todd are up to, what the gang at DWR is up to. We have a race going on.
We encourage it.
Caleb Ramsey has flexed his muscle there, throwing some elbows, giving his best shot to Jim Revis. Had a notion to pass him up high going into 1 and 2. Now he'll drop to the low side. Jim Revis is under fire. Caleb Ramsey looks to claim the lead in turn 3.
Slide job, Ramsey to the lead in the 13 machine. The 21 fires back down to the bottom side, though, side by side for the lead. I mean, they're exchanging sliders through the corner, Phil. They're throwing haymakers. Here comes Jim Revis back to the top spot here as the 13 of Caleb Ramsey has to let out of it there just a tad bit. As what a great race going on. And here comes Joshua Ely to the fray. Do not count out the 61 of Peacock. Peacock reeling these guys in. And that number 61 machine, I tell you what, we encourage, Phil. We were talking about these guys out here working. We encourage you guys. We don't care what the boss says. Heck, watch us on Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm sure we can write a note or something and maybe get you out of trouble.
Exactly, especially if you work at Blue Ox family markets there. If you're out there watching or working, stop what you're doing, watch us here on the network. I know your supervisor, Todd, will definitely be happy you're not working out there as we race off at turn number 4. Had to throw that one out there for you. But Jim Revis continues to hold off onto the lead. Good race going on for second between Caleb Ramsey and Josh Ely, which I guess you could call a three-car race for the lead. And as you said, that 61 of Josh Peacock, he has run down this top 3. Does Josh have anything left to throw at these guys? It's a 4-car tandem for the race lead over in turn 3.
Yeah, 4-car tandem. These guys are the best of the best street stocks in our light. Phil, I'm going to tell you what, I challenge anybody to come out here. Anybody can run a fixed setup. Open setups is the way of land. DWR is the best of the best here, street stock league, that they have to offer here in the iRacing community, and I will go to bat for that each and every time we come here. And look at Joshua Ely down to the bottom side. I mean, he is sending it. He's got a full send down and almost there, Phil. As it looked like he was going to wreck that car, he was able to keep it under control and somehow managed to keep up alongside the 13 of Ramsey. Here comes Ely back down to the bottom again in that 09 machine. Peacock into the fray.
And Todd, we're only one lap past halfway, so can you believe the racing's been this good? And we're still we're just past halfway in our feature event. As Ely now looking to the low side of Revis over turn number 3. Peacock's underneath Caleb Ramsey. These 4 cars are getting after it. Can the 09 claim the lead? Josh Ely is going to claim the lead for the first time on lap 33.
And Joshua Ely in that 09 machine. Here comes Peacock down on the extreme bottom, hub sucking around Knoxville. We thought the top was going to be fast, Phil, but the bottom is seeming to prevail as of right now. You can pull the slider and quickly get up in front of another driver, as it is the 09 of Joshua Ely in the lead. And I tell you what, the 21 is bumping him down the straightaways. They're letting him know he's there, trying to make him nervous, trying to make him into a mistake. But Ely right now cool under pressure so far. But here comes Revis down to the inside of that 09 machine as they enter the back straightaway. Will he be able to do anything here to turn number 3? Side by side for the race lead once again.
Yeah, they go back at it for the race lead. Revis underneath Ely down low as these guys continue to fight for the lead. They fight for third, and you look up in the rearview mirror and you find that number 84 Cedar Cove Speed Machine of E.J. Jones. He is now up to 5th. So as these guys keep racing, the natural one, Todd, is lurking. He is up to 5th and looking as we race off into turn number 3. It is Ely and Revis continuing to throw sliders. Give the lead to the 09. Does Revis have a notion to throw it back low? He looks low off of turn 4 for the race lead.
Yeah, Revis back down low here in the turn number 1. They flash by that start-finish line, side by side. Slider! Woo! Way up to the top shelf of the speedway. I didn't know if he was going to make that one stick. It's 09 of Ely now back down to the inside, side by side into turn number 3. What a great battle here as Ely pulls a slider of his own through turn number 3. Revis, high-low switch over for that number 21 machine.
Yeah, they are getting after it. This good race back here also with Peacock and Ramsey going on for third, as neither one of those cars can flex the muscle right now to give a challenge to Ely and Revis. They continue to throw slide jobs. Now the 09 back to the low side of the racetrack, down the back chute into turn number 3. You see Josh driving in there deep, tries to keep it pinned down to the low side. Looks like he may do so this time. 21 keeps that thing revved up on the outside. Jim Revis going to battle on back. Ely going to lead that lap by about half a car length over there, but Revis once again, he kissed the right rear off the wall on turn number 1 and 2. Look at that run he gets off the corner. Jim Revis going to look to claim the race lead back once again in turn 3.
He's finding that moisture, Phil, that all-important moisture way up on the top shelf of the speedway. And he's able to corral it there and make it his momentum down the front straightaway here. He's going to lead this time by once again as we put lap 39 of 60 up on the board, but Ely not going away. And man, what a race. What's everybody think of this racing here that DWR Wednesday Night Street Fights are putting on here at Knoxville Raceway? We want to hear the chat box are rolling out there. Come on, guys. What are you thinking out there? Who's going to win this race here this evening? I mean, we already did my big segue at the beginning. Nobody was riled up and more than I was to do that segue, I'm going to tell you.
And I'm going to ask it right now. Todd's already given you the who's it going to be. How about his prediction time? Let us know out there via Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV. Who is going to be the big winner of race number 1 of season 6 of Wednesday Night Street Fights here in Knoxville? Right now, it's a battle with Joshua Ely and Jim Revis up front. Josh Peacock's been up there all night, as has Caleb Ramsey. How about E.J. Jones, who has stuck his way to the top 5? I'm going to ask the chat box out there, Todd, to get fired up with predictions. I'm going to ask you first of the two of us up here, who's going to be the big winner here tonight in Knoxville?
See, I would love to pick the leader because that's normally where you guys think I'm going to go, but I'm not 100% positive there. I know Jim Revis really fast all the time here in Knoxville. Josh Peacock is fast too in that number 61 machine. You can't cut out him. You can't cut out Ramsey, E.J. Jones. I mean, I tell you what, I have to go with the 61 of Josh Peacock here tonight.
Love that pick. I really, really do. And you see these guys continue to fight out for the race lead. Ely versus Revis off of turn number 4. If I'm going to make the pick, Todd, cue the Jaws music, because I think that guy riding in the 5th spot, car number 84 of E.J. Jones, he looks underneath Caleb Ramsey now over in turn number 1 and 2. I think EJ's still got a little bit left of the tank. He's having to come from 17th. He currently runs 5th. If I'm going to make a pick here with 17 laps to go, I'm going to pick EJ Jones for the victory lane. That's a tough guy to bet against.
Yeah, definitely a tough guy to bet against. It's tough to bet against anybody. I know there's some Austin Minor fans out there. Austin Minor fans, he's fantastic and fast in his own right. As we are on board the number 21 here, the Monstar Productions onboard camera. You see Full Velocity Racing Network. Do unto others as others do unto you. Great dashboard saying there. Full Velocity Racing Network. Gotta thank Jim. I mean, he always supports Full Velocity Racing Network. iRacing, dirt painters there. And if you haven't checked those guys out, just awesome to see an in-car shot here. You're watching Ely peek down to the bottom here, and this just shows you what kind of work and what kind of seesawing you have to do on that steering wheel.
Really does, and these guys are really they're putting in work here tonight. Caution free so far, 45 laps now going on the board off of turn number 4. This has been a good one all night long. Right now, it is Jim Revis leading, but look at the run for the 61 of Josh Peacock using the outside lane. He's alongside Joshua Ely as there's a good 3-car race up front. Look at the run for that 61 car. Put Josh Peacock up the P2 over the 3rd turn. He has a notion to look low for the race lead. Can the 61 claim the lead off of 4?
Peacock down to the bottom, side by side for the race lead. Cannot quite pull off the slide job there through 3 and 4. He settles back into line into that 2nd spot right there in the tire tracks of the evil one, Jim Revis. And that number 21 machine, Revis, has led 37 laps so far here this evening. The most laps led, of course, by anybody here of the night. But I tell you what, the 61 of Peacock right there breathing down his neck. Ely not going away either. The number 13 of Ramsey running 4th. E.J. Jones 5th. Stephen Moore is 6th. Austin Miners running in 7th for those Austin Miner fans out there. 8th is Justin Pruitt. So Pruitt in those 7 machines. Let's go back and take a look at some of these guys, Phil. I know we got a great race going on for the lead right now, and I can't get away from it. Here comes Peacock down to the bottom side. Slider here trying to be projected here around the 21. It's going to be complete there. Put Joshua Peacock to the lead.
Well, look at that run the 21 gets as he jogs that steering wheel to the left, and he jogs right back to the low side. Jim Revis going to reclaim the lead over here, but now maybe a slider thrown because Peacock going to try to fill the gap in the middle. Josh Ely going to try to vacate that empty space that they left down low. We're going to race on for the race lead. Revis has it now. Ely back up to 2nd. He's going to look for the race lead off of turn number 4.
This is one of the times, Phil, we've never been able to lead the lead here tonight. Such a fantastic race. And I want to go showcase everybody here because that's what we're all about here. But, man, do we really want to leave this race up front? I mean, you can't. It's been side by side, exchanging sliders, everything going on up front of this race. One of the most exciting races. This could compete right now, Phil, for the race of the year here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
I agree. This has been a lot of fun to cover. And, yeah, we normally like to get away from stuff going on up front and cover the whole field because, you know, it's not only about the leaders, it's about everybody that comes out here to be a part of a great event like this. But these guys now, as we go 3 wide for the race lead, look at that hit. The 21 took off the outside wall. Did you see the front end of that car bounce in the air? That can't be good as they continue to race 3 wide for the lead down in 3.
Yeah, that puts Revis back just a little bit, touching the wall there with the rear end. Oh, Ramsey into the 21 and Revis around. And we are going to have our first yellow flag, and Revis goes for a ride, and he keeps continuing going for a ride. Jim Revis, man, if you got to go out, you got to go out good, and I think that's the way you got to go out. You got to full send it up in the air. Jim Revis leading so many laps here tonight, Phil. I'm sure he's not real happy there, and Jim Revis putting on a show, and shoot. The 21 machine gets to go do some repairs, but the first yellow flag of the evening coming out. Hanover Record Service yellow flag. And Jim Revis going for a wild ride.
That was a crazy ride. Go back and take a look at that there on our FullVelocityBladeNote.com instant replay here tonight, and you will see a wild ride there. I think Caleb Ramsey may have had a little bit of a bump there. I believe it was the 09, or couldn't tell who it was, where it was looking there, but it looks like he bounced off another car. and that set the 13 into the side of the 21, and it was off from there as Jim, I think, got only hit once but twice, so he got hit 3 times in the air. I don't know if you got that back up to see, Todd, but holy crap, that thing took some nasty hits.
Yeah, so we're in car Jim Revis, not knowing what's going on. I mean, he touched the wall just a little bit. Ramsey coming up, nobody else making contact with Caleb Ramsey, and we're gonna ride on board with Jim Revis. Let's maintain quiet here. Man, tore up race car for Jim Revis. The 21, they do have 2 quick repairs, but man, he's got to start last 7 laps to go, Phil. Great race for Jim Revis. Has gone up in smoke here for him. He's going to have to try to salvage whatever he can here tonight in that 21 machine.
I have a headache after watching that in the in-car view. That car just continues to just tumble and get whirly-birded, and man, that really stinks. Jim Revis' night went upside down. Looks like Daniel Stifler, 71 behind the wall, but as we come off turn number 4, we go back to iRacing, flag, green flag back in the air now on lap number 55. So we got 5 more laps remaining next time by. And if we need more, Todd, we got 3 attempts at a green-white checker finish if we need so.
Yeah, definitely green-white checker would be the first time that we've actually had to use a green-white checker here. Oh, E.J. Jones into the wall. And he put a new meaning to putting 2 tires on the track there. The 84 machine, a little bit more contact there through the field. And E.J. Jones going back through the field. No yellow flag though, Phil, but man, E.J. Jones went for a ride.
Yeah, he did. That was, and we always say, if you're going to send it, you got to send it full. What E.J. did right there was kind of hold my Michelob and watch this kind of moment, and 84 went for a good little ride.
He had one
there,
too many Michelobes.
He maybe had a little bit too much there down there tonight. We'll never know. I guess we'll have a couple more with him afterward, but Josh Peacock has played the lead on this one here tonight. Joshua Ely, Caleb Ramsey, Casey Brunson now up to 4th, and Alex Brewer going to run in our top 5. If there's anybody have anything left to throw at Josh Peacock, it's going to be Josh Ely with the best shot. They're over in turn number 3 and 4, racing a race for the race lead.
Yeah, Peacock just pulling away there about 2 car lengths as they come off of turn number 4. Cross that start finish line. 3 laps will remain here for the number 61 machine, but Ely still right there lurking, so is a Ramsey. Tell you what, Casey Brunson in that 010 coming live late there. Really fast here in that machine. He's trying to work his way up through the field as they come off of turn number 4, number 4. They're going to get 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air.
2 more trips around for the Flying Pheasant aboard car number 61. Joshua Peacock going to lead him down into turn number 1 and 2 with Joshua Ely in tow in second. Caleb Ramsey holding on for 3rd, and then it's that 010 machine of Casey Brunson. He has made a rise to the field here. Stephen Moore now riding in the 5th spot. A little bit ways back in the number 73. Top 4 all single file off the corner. We're going to put white flag in the air. 1 more trip around. Can Josh Peacock get it done? He's got 1/2 mile left to go. Definitely
not going to see a green-white checkered now there, Phil, as the 61 of Peacock holding on to the top spot. He's through turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, what does Ely have left in the tank? Does he have that kitchen sink he can throw at him through turn number 3 and off of turn number 4, picking up the first race of season number 6. Wednesday night street fights is going to be Josh Peacock taking down the win.
Peacock going to take the win over Josh Ely. Caleb Ramsey going to finish up 3rd. Casey Brunson 4th. Stephen Moore going to get a top 5. Great run tonight for the 07 of Justin Brewer. He'll finish up 6th. David Blackburn 7th. Alex Brewer 8th. Jim Revis rebounds nicely. He gets back up to a 9th place finish. John Moncard finished up in the top 10 with Austin Myers, Steve Radunes, Michael Whitlock, E.J. Jones, Daniel Stifler making up our top 15, and 2 drivers that were scheduled to be on the grid that did not make the call for the feature event include Chad Bird and Kyle Moyer. So 15 drivers took the green flag in probably one of the most wild races we've ever seen, and it's Josh Peacock going to go to victory lane. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Joshua Ely. We'll talk to Caleb Ramsey as part of the post-race show live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll jump over to Discord. We'll talk to our top 3 finishers. Do not go away. We'll be right back here with our BladeNote.com victory lane in the post-race show coming up next. Test, button check. Testies, 1, 2, 3. Back here live on the post-race show on the Full Velocity Racing Network, Season 6, race number 1 of the season, number 6 over here at Dirt Warrior Racing, DWR, here tonight in Knoxville. And we'll get started here in the post-race show. We'll send Todd down to BladeNote.com, Victory Lane, and we'll run trackside here. We'll talk to our third-place finisher first aboard car number 13, Caleb Ramsey. Caleb, a good, strong race car for you all night long, running up in the top 3 or 4. Tell us about the racing of those first 45 laps. That looked to be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, well, I thought we were gonna go green the whole time. It was wearing me out, that's for sure. It got a little slick, but it made for a good show, I thought.
It really made for a really good race. You guys really let this thing go at it. But for a guy like myself who doesn't have the big dirt background that a lot of you guys do, the changes here this season, the dynamic weather, the changing in the track state, how do you think how that affect your race car over the course of 60 laps here?
Actually, I thought it worked out a little better. I'm not sure all the changes, but honestly, I think it was the way to go.
It really made for some good racing here tonight. And like you said, you ran good at the heat race. You picked up the win. You started the race on the pole. You got a good, solid top 3 run. You had to hold off the likes of Revis. You had Ely up there all night long. Josh Peacock makes a good rise up to the field. To go toe-to-toe with some of these guys Wednesday night, each every week, it's going to make you feel good because this place over here at DWR, the absolute best of the best of street stocks, you got to think.
Oh, you said it right there, the best of the best. They're no slouches, that's for sure. I worked for it.
You absolutely did, as they all have to out here every Wednesday night. Caleb Ramsey, we're live tonight. Full Velocity Racing Network on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So I give you the mic for the first time here in season number 6. Take it away, and thank you. I'd like to thank the guy out here this evening.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank the guys at DWR for putting all this on. And they do a fantastic job season after season. I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting. You guys put on a great show. And I'd like to thank my teammates at Bulletproof Motorsports, especially Steven. He had a big hand in the setup that I ran tonight.
Well, you guys had some bullets for sure. And that one right here, Carter 13, Caleb Ramsey going to finish up 3rd tonight here in Knoxville. I'm sure we're going to talk to him a little bit more on the podium here this season, if not down at Victory Lane here really soon. We'll let him get back to it. We'll walk a little bit further down pit side and talk to a guy we've talked to a few times here recently. That is the 09 of Josh Ely. Josh, terrific run for you here tonight. Yourself up there racing with Revis and Ramsey and Peacock there those last 25, 30 laps. That looked to be awesome out there. How much steering wheel out there you grinding, sawing that thing back and forth? What's that like going up there to race for the lead here late?
Man, I had a blast. I couldn't ask for a better race, honestly.
It was absolutely awesome to watch. You guys really, you and Jim throwing sliders back and forth, and Josh got in there. Caleb is giving you guys fits all night long. Race cars to see really stable for you. I always have said that the low side here at Knoxville, the street stocks always seems to go away. The track always gets topside dominant. It really didn't here tonight. Why do you think that?
Man, honestly, I have no idea. I guess track condition as far as weather goes is the only reason.
it's giving me an education. I'm sure you guys are all getting one as well. I'm glad we're kind of all learning this all together because I lean on you guys as the drivers. I lean on Todd for his expertise as a pavement guy who's made a transition to dirt here in the last year, still learning about how the different track states and the weather and how they affect these race cars. But yours was a bullet here tonight, Josh. The 09 gets a good, solid second place run to start off the season. I'm sure you got a lot of people out there watching that you'd like to thank that got you out here tonight in this great run.
Man, first off, I'd like to thank my team. I mean, without them, I couldn't have done what I've done tonight, and especially Steven for this setup. I mean, it was killer fast, and also DWR and FBRN for putting it.
All right, well, there you have it. He's a pretty humble guy down there, but this guy had a loud right foot tonight. The number 09 of Joshua Ely finished up tonight here in Knoxville with a second-place finish. So we have talked to two guys who had really good runs here tonight. We haven't talked to Jim Revis, who had a really good run going as well. But I guess the trendy pick here tonight from the chat box and from my partner, Todd, and that was the number 61 of Josh Peacock, who is in victory lane, presented by BladeNo.com, right here down trackside of Knoxville. Todd, you picked the winner. You got on their trackside.
Yeah, I got to pick the winner for once, and something new we're going to do here just for the DWR shows. I think Phil and I sat here and I wrote down where our picks actually finished. So we're going to keep track of points here just to have some bragging rights between Phil and I. And Josh Peacock picking up the win here tonight. I tell you, Josh, thank you for getting me some points. And man, what a race! You guys were just side by side, 3 wide at times. And you really came on strong towards the end of that race, up on the top shelf of the speedway, and then you made it work on the bottom. The car looked like you could put it anywhere where you wanted to.
Yeah, man, this thing was very strong up top, but I knew as soon as track started getting more in, I just had to search around and see what it would hold. Yeah, car was a fast piece tonight.
Yeah, definitely a good piece here tonight underneath you there, that number 61 machine. And I was trying to get some sponsors out there for you. I know it was white here tonight, a little bit of plain, probably waiting on a fresh wrap to go on that 61 machine. But trying to get some sponsors for you. Hopefully you'll get some contact after a beautiful win like tonight.
I appreciate it. Nah, I like the plain and simple look, man. Just, simple's clean.
Definitely clean, and maybe the graphics just slow you down, Josh. Maybe that's what the problem is.
Yeah, man, had to get a bit of weight reduction in.
Definitely. So I'm going to give the microphone. The floor is all yours, Josh. Thank you. We'd like to thank, and man, it's got to feel good to win a Wednesday night street fight.
Yeah, this is my first Wednesday night race, which I wasn't able to run many of them with my work schedule, but I'm hoping to be able to get a lot more in now, and it definitely is a good feeling coming in winning the first one. Yeah, but I thank, all the guys at DWR, Jim, Jason, Eric for, putting this series on along with the shootout and give us something to do. I'd like to thank you guys for, doing the broadcast. I'd like to thank all my, teammates at Bulletproof Motorsports, Josh Ely, Caleb Ramsey, and then the big one, Stephen Moore. He's a madman when it comes setting these cars up. This thing was on a rail. I also like to thank my wife for, letting me come in here and spend countless hours on the racing replacement, I call it.
Definitely can't forget the wife there, Josh. One more quick question. We were talking about fixed versus open setups here tonight. I know it's a touchy subject with a lot of people, but I always say the open setups makes the better driver of you because you could change the you got to do it at the local track. You got to change to the conditions, and that's what you had to do tonight is different conditions with the dynamic weather. Did it make a huge difference between what you're used to racing maybe from last season and a couple of the shows here at DWR?
Man, I've always been more of a fan of open versus fixed for the simple fact this more or less you got to be able to drive the car, but you also got to have a little bit of knowledge of setting them up. Or in my case, have a friend that's really good at it.
Definitely, Josh. Well, again, congratulations on your win. We're going to let you enjoy this one and party it up here, bragging rights for the whole week, but you're going to have to come from the rear next week. Man, that's going to be rough.
No, it's always going to be tough. It's tough anytime you start mid-pack in this field.
All right, definitely. Good job to the number 61 here tonight, taking down the win. That's going to be it from BladeNote.com, Victory Lane. Josh Peacock taking down his first ever win here on the Wednesday night street fights there, Phil. And I tell you, this lived up to the build that I thought it was going to live up to. I revved up here in the beginning, did everything I could to rev everybody up. And hopefully everybody shares this out on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and we keep it going. We got a lot more coming on here with DWR. Sunday night's coming back. We're going to have, like I said, Raps Modified Tour, and then we're also going to have the Sunday Night Shootout, which is still open for entries, so anybody involved. We put the link on our Facebook page. It's also on DWR, Sunday Night Shootout. If you want to get involved and then maybe even get invited here to the Wednesday night street fights, I'm telling you right now, get involved. Fantastic league. And where are you going to go to race the best of the best street stock drivers in the iRacing.com simulation? You're going to go to DWR. If you're not here, you're not running with the best.
You are absolutely not. I cannot echo that sentiment enough, and I got to give all the kudos where they belong. That's the guys like Jim Revis, Eric Eichstadt, Jason Salter. These guys have assembled the greatest street stock league out there in all of iRacing. If you're not out here racing with these guys on a Sunday night or a Wednesday night, you are missing out because these guys are as talented as it gets. So we hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as we have tonight here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank Jim, Jason, and Eric. Got to thank our sponsors once again. We got to thank Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, BladeNo.com, man, South Texas Speedway, Montstar Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Evil One Graphics, Trash Panda Graphics, and Full Throttle with the Gen. On behalf of our partners here at the network, Martin Karch, Ron Piles, Jack Truitt, and my partner in crime, Mr. Stanton. Phil LeCasse here, going to sign off. We'll see you back here live tomorrow night. We're going Roval Racing tomorrow on the network with the gang over at Cyber Thunder, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. Find us at home, fullvelocitytv.com. We'll see you back here live tomorrow night.
Good night.